He just started. Let's get it busted.
All right, all right, all right.
Uh,
We are. I thought we were set. Okay. What's up, everybody? Jeremiah, you staying vertical or you going long? Horizontal.
uh, hold on. I see why Rob be having that problem now. Because it's on the phone.
uh,
Let me go grab my iPad.
all
You know, the
right.
phone you can't switch how the camera lays.
No, but like
Nah, you can't.
you gotta click it within the app. Um,
Yeah, you probably can't.
welcome, welcome. This is the Book Club, Books and Beyond. I am your host, alongside Black, and we got. Well, we had JB. JB went to go get this iPad. uh, hey, I appreciate that.
2020 forward, 2020 forward, 2020 forward.
Do it. Do it. Hold on. Let me make sure our everybody's audio. Hey, thanks for that. Thanks for that.
I'm back.
Thanks for that subscription, T. Appreciate you. Um, and today we are covering Coach Prime's book, his second book. Um, made it to the bestsellers list when it came out. Had the highest pre-order book of any college coach, athletic coach in 2023, and I think of any player in 2023 with the anticipation, and broke all those records in 2024. So Elevate and Dominate by Coach Prime, ghost written by some random dude. What's his name? Don Yeager, and forwarded by John C. Maxwell. All right, so before we dive into the book, we're going to cover chapters 1 through 7. There's 21 chapters, pun intended for Coach Prime's number. But just out the gates, what do we think of this book, Black?
It's cool, man. Just get to see what Prime think of himself.
Okay, JB, what you got?
I mean, we kind of know what Prime think is so right, but nah, it's a good reminder for those that do stick to some sort of success routine. But then for those that don't, he might have some keys for you to start preparing for your day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this book gives off a lot of if you've never talked about uh, or had a conversation or felt like you had someone who could speak to you that you actually ingratiated yourself with, especially like if you're an athlete, if you're a high school kid and you really involve yourself with the past of past athletes and you're really at like admire how past athletes used to come up. I think this book would be phenomenal to you. I think if I read this book in high school, my perspective on playing sports would have changed. I would have been a lot more serious about sports than I was growing up. So definitely has a lot of strong energy. Wait,
I
what?
feel that way about a lot of these. Now I feel that way about a lot of these type of books. Like
Yeah.
if I had read some of this stuff in high school, like I'd have took what I was actually doing more seriously. I
No,
was just doing
absolutely.
it because I was good at it.
For them to make us read the book like Okonkwo and Shakespeare, I would have paid money to read this book.
Yeah,
I would have
right,
definitely paid attention in class if we were reading this book.
right. What I'm reading, Grapes of Wrath. So nobody
The
give
color
a fuck.
purple and shit like that. Like I was just, it's
You
crazy.
read The
But
Color Purple in college?
they made us read that in high school.
In high school, we read Grapes of Wrath. What else we read? Some stuff I don't care about.
All I
Yeah,
remember is Othello.
Othello was another one. You could,
The Great Gatsby. That was another one.
um, So we'll dive right into it. Chapter 1. Like I said, we're gonna cover 7 chapters. My notes get more and more sporadic as I kept listening because I felt like I've heard this before, and I could literally tell you about this book without telling you anything specific about that book. But one of the first quotes that pop out to me is, "God chose me to suffer." That was one of his opening line quotes in chapter 1, and I just put in parentheses, "Damn, God is a dick," then, because like this is not how I envision people suffering. Like, you're an NFL, MLB athlete who has their kid, like their health, their kids, and everything, but there's this propensity in him to immediately. This is a very preacher. I'll be straight to the point. It's a very preacherist, very civil politic type book. Um, think of I in my mind, I think of Bill Cosby in the '90s before he was pill popping mother lovers. Like, he is so respectable it's almost to a fault.
That was 20 years
before you
after. That was 20 years after he was pill popping.
Oh, 20 years
before
after
you
my
knew he was
In the
oh
90s, yeah. Before he was doing it in the 70s.
right. He was doing that a while ago. You just didn't know about it.
So what was some of the opening takeaway lines for you in this in chapter 1?
Going back to the open. Hold on.
Yeah, that was 2 months ago when we read chapter 1.
No.
Hold on.
I gave y'all a whole week to catch up.
No, I'm just playing. Hold on. Oh yeah, even when you broke and keep moving, that's the one. You didn't say the name of the title.
Oh yeah, even if you broke, I stopped writing them after chapter 4. So if you know them, say them.
Look, I'm gonna have to piggyback off everything y'all talk about because I ain't write a note down for this shit.
So I tried because we was texting about it, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
we was texting about the book. So I tried to pick out the pieces of it in which I felt like I related to, paid attention to. So like, one of the things that really stuck out to me in that in that part of the book is like, because I do my routine like consistently, but when things around me seem like they falling, like that's the thing that I always lean back into is my routine. Like, that's always gonna get me back started. Like, I get back up in the morning, go hit your, workout, listen to your video, your morning motivational videos, et cetera, and kind of keep going. Like, eventually, mentally, you gonna snap out of whatever going on.
Yeah. I think the routine is that right there is something that I actually like take very much to heart. Man, when the world's crumbling around you, this not safety, I should say, but the comfort you feel from the little things going right. Like, I tell people all the time, you feel yourself having a bad day, just do one little thing right? Just do one little thing right, and you'll find yourself having a launch pad to have a great day for the remainder of the day. And that's why routines are so important, because it gives you the opportunity to do that first thing right. I said in the first chapter, he's saying a lot of heavy, profound things, but there's nothing tangible. He tells you a lot about struggle, but doesn't really tell you how to get up out of there. Like, it felt like I was in a hole, and he was telling me, "Hey, you just gotta dig yourself out." And I'll be like, "Do you have a shovel up there?" No. "Do you have a ladder?" No. "Rope?" No. But like, even if you don't have anything, build yourself some stairs. Like, I'm very much against books that say get out of a struggle without explaining how to do it. Black, anything there?
Like, you muted yourself. You can?
Yeah. I can't hear him.
Damn.
Okay.
Okay,
There
there
you
you
go.
go. You back.
There you
Okay. Yeah, I might have hit the mute button on the mic. I ain't know. But to explain how to get out of everybody's own struggles is hard to do. So you only can tell how you got out of yours or what steps you took. So you can put steps to get out of the struggle, but you can't tell motherfucker because you don't know what their struggle is. They might be their own struggle. A lot of people hold their own self back.
One thing he did say about getting out of a struggle is voicing that struggle to somebody that you feel like can relate to whatever you're going through and being honest, because people do want to help, You just got to be honest. I think most people just kind of in their way for that too.
Yeah. But a lot of times, shit, who you gonna voice it to? Everybody, like, motherfucker, be in the same struggle with you.
Yeah,
How
but
they
I
gonna
mean,
tell you to get out
I
some
think
shit
it's
that they
cool to
in
talk
that they
about your
can't get
struggle
out
with
of?
people.
Yeah, to a therapist.
Yeah, that too. Another thing that came out, I guess one of the examples about the struggles that I was talking about is like, uh, amputation of the toe and and diabetes runs in the black community. So like him talking about that very adamantly, I think was one of the few times that he mentioned like a struggle that people could probably relate to who probably felt less than. But then I said, he's still Deion Sanders, and I think he could beat most healthy people in a foot race without his toes. Like he's an immaculate person. He's like he's not a
He trying to
normal
take
person.
his foot away. Come on, man, let him sit down.
um. Hey, one thing that I don't like. Um. Okay, I gotta ask this question. When do you stop calling your father daddy as a man? As a man.
If I'm talking to him directly, I it's just normal to me at this point. But like if I'm talking to other people, I just haven't.
Say
I
my
don't.
pop.
Yeah, my pops. But if I'm talking to him directly, that's what I call him.
Okay, and I
Well,
see.
we don't even say daddy like that though. We be like daddy.
Yeah, Diddy. Yeah, we say
Yeah,
Diddy. So it's
no,
like
but
not
like I
even a
just
thing.
so and maybe it's
I
just
can't
weird.
type it out like
Yeah.
because that's not even what I'm saying. Like,
I fucking saw a clip of this dude. He went in and said something to his son, and his son was like, "Okay, dad." And he's like, "What you call me?" He like dad. He like, oh, okay, yeah, it's nice knowing you. Know what I mean? You want to pack his bags, like, go ahead, get out of here. He's like, when you stop calling me dad, come on now, pops, I'm too old for that. He like, you right. Well, I wish you good on your endeavors. You gotta go. You're a man now.
And I guess like there's something there about that. It's a cultural thing but like for us, so in my personal life, I call my dad Mister Ah in private, but like out on the outside world, I just always addressed him as father or sir. So like we can only call him that in the house, like um so I just thought that was strange that he kept repeating. He keeps talking about his two sons who are currently being coached by him, and even if you catch them on Instagram on some of his videos, they'll call him daddy in the real. And I'm like, I thought that was more of a children's type thing that people grew out of that, but I guess it's not. Okay, I just need a clarification.
you African, man. You pure blood African. You know what I'm saying? So we're a little different over here.
Yeah, I'm learning that.
Once you get used to saying like, see, people get to a thing where they feel like they too old to say certain shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel
And
like
then
that they put that on themselves because they like,
yeah,
yes, I call you by your nickname. Like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't care
That's my
what
shit
you
still.
got.
You know what I mean? That's my
I'm gonna
nickname.
acknowledge you. Hey, I'm gonna acknowledge you. You
My
know what I'm
nickname my
saying?
whole life. I ain't never been able to. I ain't never been a person to be like, yeah, I'm too old to do that. I ain't. Yeah,
Hey, don't call me that no more.
yeah. Call me Jamal.
Like if I was okay with it, I was okay with it.
It don't mean that much to me.
All right. He talks a little bit about how this is going to be structured and how he gets to 7 chapters, but who's on your side and basically what level are you currently at, or and what level are you currently trying to achieve? I think this was like another profound thing that he said towards the end, trying to assess where you are and where you want to be and how to get there and how to maneuver that space is super tough. It's it's really just a roadmap. Like so, um, I guess just an outreach question is, how do you feel your roadmap is going, and where do you see that roadmap? Do you feel like that road you guys are prominently on your roadmap right now?
Right now I feel like I'm at one of my destination stops on my roadmap. Like I think about that periodically. Like Sometimes you get into a thing where you always feel like you're supposed to be progressing and moving forward, but every once in a while, like you in a space, like you made a stop, like you pit stop or whatever, and you need to focus and build where you at, in order to keep moving forward to where you're trying to go. So
Yeah, I'm at a stop. And like I'm like you get to the Grand Canyon, you chill, sit down and get the view, the shit. That's where I'm at.
No,
I know where
definitely.
the trip ain't ending there, but it's a beautiful
yeah,
sight.
yeah,
No, for
it's a
sure.
great spot where we at.
So it
No,
ain't it
We
ain't like it ain't like the progression to stop because I can't move forward. It's just because
we we
I'm
more like in
comfortable.
the Alps. We
Yeah,
on the ski slopes right now.
yeah, I'm comfortable. That's too active for me. I just want to enjoy the view.
definitely, definitely.
How about yourself, hero?
For me, I think a lot of where I am is like I'm in that part where I'm trying to remember why the fuck I even decided to go on this trip. I'm prepared. I have everything I need, but I'm looking around and I'm like, why am I here? I don't have to do this. Like, and I think the thing that makes it resonate with me is just that like you have to remember what you told yourself, what you said when you was confident. I think a lot of what people do is when they lose that confidence or things don't go to plan, they're like, "All right, I failed." But then you're gonna be like, "Well, no, you didn't fail. Like you just haven't learned the lesson that this is trying to teach you." And I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy when you when you have to look back at some of the notes you wrote. I'm really profound about. I think everybody should write down notes about what they're trying to do and think. Go back and read how like confident you were and realize like, yo, this is the reason why I'm doing this right now. Like even to see my notes back then saying, nah, you gonna experience like 2 to 3 months where something's not gonna go right. Don't be no hoe. Keep going forward. So I think like I'm in the struggle part, and this is where you build character. This is where your
Yeah, I know what it
consistency,
is, hero.
huh?
You need to go ahead and get married and have a kid.
I mean, why don't you take your own advice?
My kid's upstairs.
Yo, kid upstairs.
Black said, I only need one kid to get through the
Yeah,
rut. See, I'm on number three. I'm
I
like,
got a
damn, is
dog
that
too
too
though.
many?
Yeah, I got a dog.
Yeah, no,
I'm like,
you just got greedy. You found your answer, and you just kept answering the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
question.
yeah. You
yeah.
ain't you ain't even you ain't even got a,
Kept
a, a
pushing the
lizard.
button.
This nigga he ain't got a lizard. He living he just all for
Hey, I
self.
got two. I
So
got two plants. I got two plants. Hold on. Be respectful. Be respectful.
he got
So,
cactus. He got some cacti.
That cactus didn't make it through the winter, man. All right, chapter two.
that's that's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, we only on chapter two. That's how I was feeling when I was listening to the book.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, this really nigga.
the first three chapters, he was talking. Um,
I'm feeling like Obama.
I had to turn up the speed on this one. I went to 1.5.
I
Like
did.
I turned up
Yeah,
the
I turned
speed.
mine up.
Man, we on Obama shit. We was on like point four. We was on like
Point four.
after that shit turned up to the back was Obama was talking like the cartoon cats. That nigga, yeah.
All right, I put another.
How did he put that in his book?
I put another thing in here saying once again he said a lot of great stuff, but nothing tangible, nothing I could take, um, nothing I could take with me. Setting daily goals, making sure you eat breakfast in the morning. I don't know who this is for. Like this
It's
this
for
could
test takers in high school and college.
no for sure. Um,
Hey, like y'all make a good point though. Like these are good books for high schoolers.
Yeah.
High
yeah,
schoolers just
absolutely.
don't read them. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like
this should
you don't read
absolutely.
them till you don't read them till you like 25. Like God damn, like I almost got this figured out now.
Yeah. And the crazy, like, it's also good for people who starting over. If you start,
Starting over.
not even starting over, but just starting
Yeah,
something. If you're starting
sorry.
something,
Yeah,
a lot like we talked about this a long time ago. A lot of people ain't even started shit, but they be talking about they gonna start over. You ain't started shit
he talking about people like them
yet.
too. They ain't
Yeah,
going nowhere. You know them type of people.
yeah.
That motherfucker ain't started nothing. Yeah, I'm about to move out of Chicago and start over. You ain't even started yet.
Oh man.
Motherfucker be on the first step for fucking 20 years. Then they be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead and do something else. You ain't even did that.
You
Like
probably
how
should
long?
do
How
something.
long? How long
You
should you
probably
just
should do
be
something.
receiving help? You know what I mean?
You
Probably
probably
should do
should
something
do
else because what you
something.
was doing wasn't doing nothing.
That's hilarious. Um, so chapter 3, I can push the chapter. I think the quote was belief versus believer, which I found that to be like really dumb, but okay. Chapter 3, uh, be be where your feet are. This one I think is very important. Be where your feet
That's a
are.
saying at work that I fucking hate.
Be with your feet
Why?
up.
Where else could you be?
But mentally, they talking about
Mentally,
Yeah.
mentally, black.
Black don't.
You know,
And that's the
you know.
problem. And that's
That's
the problem. I never want to be mentally where my feet are. Like that's not like I'm in a shoe or like I'm on the ground. Like he wants you to be like straight to the ground. Nah, man, I'm cool.
Nah, he talking about stuff like this.
yeah,
I'm at home,
exactly,
kid
exactly.
coming in. I'll be like, "Come on, man."
You gotta
This
be
is
where
what he
your feet
talking
are. Be where your feet
Daddy's
are.
girl. That they get over that as soon as they get a little bit older, they want to be mommy's girls for a couple years.
Somehow they done figured out how to do both.
Yeah.
They ain't going nowhere.
The thing that Black, I get where you're coming from on this, but I think like once again to a young mind, imagine sitting in class, you're trying to be proactive, you're trying to be productive,
Yeah.
you're in this
Yeah, because it's
boring
different
class.
because their
Yeah,
mind is so far ahead of their self. So, but from us, it's not like
for
that.
adults, I think Black,
Yeah.
to your point, I think you have to be able to multitask. If you're sitting at work
Yeah.
and you're not thinking about, okay, I got to do this, this is the next lineup, this is the next thing, you quickly find yourself falling
Yeah.
prey to like backlog.
Well, then we have another book that told us to worry about your next step. What was that? One of the last books we
One
had.
of the last books we
He
read,
said,
yeah,
worry
no,
about your next step. You were like a lot of people worry about their destination. That's what be
yeah.
going on with them young kids. They worry about where they're going instead of how they're going to get there. So I understand be where your feet are, but for me, I just can't stand hearing it. So nigga at work that say it every day.
Oh, and when okay, and I wrote this in black ink. I normally write in red. I wrote it in black ink. That's why when he said this line, I just knew I was over this book. He said,
You were about threw the book out the window.
he said,
Go man
plan.
found another pen. Where's my?
He said, plan your time your plan.
Yeah, I was trying to. I was trying to. You know, I was trying. I was trying.
And we talked
know,
a
like
lot about.
Like what the fuck?
It was,
I paused it to try to like process it in my head. Like
You ain't taking enough time.
time my plan. Like how long my plan supposed to be. Like
But see, you're timing it while doing it. So you want like you planning your time. Like that's what I'm gonna do with my time. But while you're doing it, you're gonna time your plan because you want to see if you're doing it the amount of time that you have planned.
this ain't a 40-yard dash, man.
And it's a term, it's a updated version of the phrase, what and he actually said the original saying about like basically make your plan or plan to fail. That's
Yeah.
it's his turn on that. But also, what was wrong with that one? What was wrong with the original verse? I just feel like
what is it? Plan. What is it?
make it says what he said or the original verse.
The original is plan to fail or fail to plan.
Make
Fail
a
to
plan or
plan
plan to fail.
Yeah, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm
We
just
always
like,
we always fuck with my supervisor because of that. He was like, because he always say he got a plan at work. I mean, it should never go that way.
That shit ain't true because no shit ever go the way a plan go. Plans fail all the time.
It depends on how you plan it.
no, definitely
We're not
plans
like
do
we
go
have.
well.
So we got so what we do at the job. We got a work plan sheets. So you gotta say what you're gonna do, and then you gotta take your time out to point out everything that can go wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and what you would do if those go if that shit goes wrong.
Yep.
And there's a fucking it's like I think 19 or 20 things scenarios that you got to go through. Like if fire, if it's too hot, if it's too cold, and there's a whole bunch of shit on there. Electrical. So if you actually plan through the whole work plan, because it's gonna take you an hour at least to make do the work plan before you even start the job. Even if the job 10 minutes, you're gonna have to take an hour out to do all that shit. So by the time you do it, you go through it the right way. At the job, they be getting on
Hey,
their work
I'm
plans.
finna go to my office tomorrow. I'm finna tell my team, time you plan your time.
Yeah.
And if one of them quits on the spot, I don't want to hear nothing. One of them quits on the spot, like,
huh?
what you just say?
No,
Y'all
just
heard me.
just randomly every day, just pop out a quote for them, and then don't explain it.
Be like Shannon Sharp.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
and then just quote some shit to him, and then walk off like he just dropped the bomb.
By the time
That's
it's time to play health insurance, it's too late.
all right. Another thing he brings up, he talks
Getting
about
life insurance after you die ain't really for you. You know what I mean? And walk out.
Oh man. Another thing he brings up Jim Carrey and the $10 million paycheck story, and I just want to talk about how unrealistic that idea is. I'm not sure where
This like the third time I've heard this story in a
yes,
book.
yes,
I feel like John Maxwell just keeps spreading it everywhere.
yeah.
But I feel like they keep upping the money because I'm pretty sure it was
I
only
thought it was $1
$1 million.
million at first. I thought it was
Yeah,
$1 million,
it's $1 million,
and
bro.
now it's 10 million.
Yeah, bro. The money just keep going up, bro. It was $1 million, bro.
Uh, and like
Like
now
this is
he's talking
insane.
about, like how he buried the check with his dad, and I'm just like, okay, first and foremost, Jim Carrey's a psychopath. Like he's an uber talented individual who grew up in the ranks of people with money already. So this idea wasn't far fetched for me. And then like they talked about how he drove around Hollywood pretending he was going to meetings that he never went to. You know how much money you have to have on yourself to pretend to have a life you don't have? That's not a,
You talking about for a role though? Because he's one of those what do you
no
call
no
them
no.
actors that be
He would
something
say
fully
he
versed,
would say
like
he
fully
would
into
say
their shit.
he literally said verbatim, he would drive around to meetings that he wasn't going to or wasn't privy to, but just to pretend like he was doing something. That's psychopathy if I've ever seen it.
For who? Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say nothing bad about my boy.
I mean, it's nothing bad. I'm just saying this is not a realistic standard that anybody's living to. Like, I don't have time.
Like David Goggins, bro. You're not about to be David Goggins, bro. It don't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like nobody finna be grown.
Yeah.
And,
Like,
and for the nerve for you to feel that other people should be like you when you're doing stuff that doesn't make sense.
Goggins do say he don't think nobody can be like
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the
But
fact
he-
that, and this
But
is
he
how
wants you to be though.
No.
that. He wants
This
you,
is
he
how
wants
we
you to
know.
push yourself.
This is how we know. This is how I always know if someone's ever read his book, because you know a lot of people like to say, "Oh, I love David Goggins' book. I follow it religiously." You run till your toes fall off and your poop turns black. That's what you're doing out in these streets. Because
Nah, he
definitely
lost me on the pull-up stuff.
Yeah, the pull-up stuff was over. I was like, David Goggins is not a role
He
model.
lost me from the jump when he married that white woman out there. Fucking my daddy.
And all of that, bro. Like, these are health emergencies.
And then he's like, "Fuck," but I'm not weak.
No, I'm
I'm
not.
gonna keep going. Like, nigga.
Hashtag who's
It's
gonna
all
carry
in
the
the mind.
boats? Who's gonna
All
carry
in
the
the
boats?
mind. Like, if it's all in the mind, then why is your body like
Falling
letting
apart.
go of fluid?
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost me when as soon as he married that white lady. After knowing that her father, he fucked with him. I would never like that be the main stuff about that book. When people bring him up, that's all I think about when I think about that. Like how fucking little of a father he was, how much he wasn't a father, and how he married that white woman.
Mm. That's tragic. Chapter 4. I think
Gotta put that work in.
Chapter 4 Chapter 4 was kind of tight. Having a title is just having a title is just a name, but it's not your location. I think this was a profound step right here. He talks a lot about what it means to be a coach. So for him being basically this, he explained it. You know, being a coach doesn't mean that like you know all, be all, so on, so on. It's just a title. It's not your location. Like you can't live in the his in his words, being a coach without putting the work that needs to be put in so that he can keep the title. And I do think people live too much off of their title and not enough off of their merit of what it took to get the title. You ever hear somebody say like you did the work to get the title, but you didn't do the enough. You didn't keep doing the work to keep the title. I think
Yeah,
this was really,
it's
really in the way
it's
of
like
that.
all these players getting paid. It's
I
like when a
mean,
player get paid.
especially before the NIL deals, like if you was a running back and you know you only had 4 years in the league, and for you to make money you need to get to seven. Yeah, I'd be sitting out too. But
I wouldn't be no running back as a kid now. Like that's crazy. There ain't gonna be no running backs in the NFL. You gonna be like, why?
if there ain't gonna be no running backs, then the offensive line is gonna be gone. Defensive line gonna be
Yeah,
gone.
ain't nobody from Florida gonna play football no more if ain't gonna be no running back.
They gonna play wide receiver.
That's Cali.
Yeah, they ain't gonna do
They
Well,
that.
and
not
that's
They ain't
tall
gonna
Texas,
enough.
man.
People in
they
Florida,
ain't gonna devalue that.
people in Florida,
Yeah,
Like
they
that's
if I was
Texas.
like if I was Christian McCaffrey growing up, like why would I play running back?
I think Texas breed the fucking
Or you
the
gonna like the Saquon?
the wide
So
receivers, right?
Texas,
Texas,
Yeah, don't they breed the
AD
wide
Mitchell,
receivers?
California,
Cali
first
do
round draft
I
pick.
thought Cali was the
California,
quarterback.
Georgia.
Yeah, Cali the quarterbacks,
Georgia
ain't
really do be making running backs. I think the
Georgia
last,
got Georgia making everything.
yeah, Georgia makes everything.
he? Georgia.
Um, and this is in chapter. Okay, chapter 4 is when I came to the realization that Dion's.
Baby.
All right, I'm about to
Later.
say this, and I don't want this to be taken out of context, because when you say someone is out of touch,
Taking it
it
out of
sounds
context.
like it sounds like you're being derogatory
Later.
or negative of them.
Later.
But I honestly believe Deion Sanders is out of touch from the perspective of he is not a normal human being. He's actually a special individual amongst men. And he doesn't
Phenomenal.
quite understand that what is normal or ascertainable to him is light years away of what people are capable of. Like his mental fortification of himself and his mental ability, his capacity and his physical God given gifts are something like it took time to create him. There's a reason why we've only had one of him, and he's talking to
I
us.
don't know if he believed that.
I think
I don't know if he believed that.
I don't think
You wanna know why I don't think he believed that? Because he's such a good coach. Because if he wasn't a good coach, then I would think that. Kind of like the Michael Jordan thing. Like Michael Jordan can't pick a player for nothing because Magic Johnson couldn't coach. Uh, Larry Bird, he was all right. But like typically, and I think LeBron this way, like LeBron can understand like that he different than everybody else. Like everybody not gonna be me. But I don't think he verbalized it right though. But I do.
I feel like with LeBron, he see what you could be instead of what like you trying to be like him. He
Okay.
rather just see what you could be. But a lot of people don't look at what others could be when they're looking at what they've done. So it's hard to look at what others can be. But motherfuckers can attain. Jordan feel like motherfuckers can attain what he attained because to get what he was, he practiced for that.
He worked hard.
Yeah.
He worked hard.
He worked hard to get what he got. It wasn't like it was given to him from jump because he didn't have that from jump.
Like I was gifted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was only gifted with David Goggins was gifted with the drive.
Yeah. So like I don't think those people see other people as like not being capable of doing what they doing. But I think people that's crazy gifted, like a Dion, like a Bo Jackson, like a LeBron, like I think they understand like everybody not gonna be able to do this shit. But I can see like how great you could be if you put in your work. Because I still gotta work.
I think Magic could be a coach of a team, but it got to be like an already good team.
Yeah, Magic said he ain't got patience.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They gotta
Unfortunately,
already be good. They gotta
he
be
make a hell
smart
of an
too,
owner.
because
He make a hell of
because he
an
got a
owner.
good attitude. So he go. They just got to be with it every day.
He been a part of two franchises. They both won championships.
Same
He
year.
about to he about to be a part of the Washington Commanders. If they win a championship, we gonna call it the Magic Collection,
That's the female teams, right?
huh?
The Commanders.
The football team.
They got a new NFL team.
Yeah, no, they used to be the Redskins. Now they the
Oh
Commanders.
damn. Okay, I thought what was they just recently before they became the Commanders?
The football team.
The Washington football team. Yeah,
What? Washington
Yeah,
football.
it was something stupid, man.
they should have called them the Red
That
Tails.
lasted the season.
Washington Red Tails.
I actually wish I had got some of their uniforms though. That was
The
a 1 year
football
thing.
team uniform.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a 1 year thing.
1 year thing. That was great merchandising. Um,
You
chapter
can get that shit from the flea market. They've been having
Chapter 5, leader or dog. All right, this is where I think the Jaeger guy really took over and made a lot of edits here. Um, uh, and the phrase, we've all heard the phrase, "You got that dog in you," and it's a
Yeah.
phrase to talk about like how people
Hey.
people like go and get it, like the go getters in a section, or the people who never quit. Leaders, and I think like he heard this term and said, "Oh, I don't like this." He was like, "Why don't you call your captains, your captains and your leaders assorted names?" And he's like, "No, I have leaders and dogs." And I was very much like, that doesn't sound like something I would like, that twinges in my mind. But then when he then meant the reference of, I have too much respect for the word captain to call my players captains, because I think that is a word that should be strictly used for military and police officials. And I immediately said, "Oh, that's
Do
where."
he know? Do he know real captains? They're not like the top of the food chain. I'll see if they were generals or something, my nigga. Some of these captains are fucking dumb. Like every like he gotta relax, bro. Like
Yeah,
you ain't in the military, you say shit like that. Motherfuckers in the service be like, come on, bro.
and I wanted to
A
talk to you
captain ain't all that.
I wanted to talk to you specifically about this, Black, because if someone took away my title as a captain, that's something you could put on a resume. I'm not gonna be able to replace it with the word, "Oh, no, I was a dog on the football team." Like, how do you
Yeah.
feel when people pander to the forces?
They be trying to do too much. The military ain't like king of those titles. People were captains a long time before, like, just period, bro. Like it's not that fucking big of a deal. So, not to me, at least.
Mm.
Some of us might say like, oh yeah, you get like, no, bro. It's a fucking captain. You're a lieutenant. You're a second lieutenant, first lieutenant, and then a motherfucking captain. You're not fucking going from what you say, Jeremiah. We can't hear you, bro. You muted. You muted.
I said I don't think Dion had nothing to do with that sentence.
Hey, exactly. Like, I think he said, "No, my players got dogs," and he's like, "Oh, can we turn this into a thing?" Like, you could see the thought
But if he didn't have
process.
captains on his team though, like it had to be because he didn't have captains beforehand, right?
No, I think he had captains. He just changed the title of it, which is
He
weird.
changed the title
Yeah, he just changed
to
the
leaders
title.
and
You know,
dogs.
yeah, leaders and
No,
dogs.
That's
but I'm
because
saying he did that, like fucking prior to the book.
yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
Jackson State. He did it at Colorado too.
Yeah, and I like, come on, bro, you're doing too much. Like I'm just giving it up to the like, bro, calm down. Cause that's not what people thinking in the military. A captain in the military know he a captain in the fucking.
So
military.
what if I'm a leader and a dog?
Yeah.
What you gonna call me?
A Dieter?
An alpha male. An alpha male.
Do I get to be a captain now? I'm the
No.
captain now.
You're a Dieter.
Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Look at me.
or a log.
You know, okay. So, and then he brings, and then this, and once again, this also adds into me thinking like Dion doesn't understand he's not normal. Dion mentions most people leave their job because of poor leadership, poor this. I'm here to tell you most people leave their job for money.
Yeah.
Uh, point blank period. Ain't nobody going to work saying I love work. And even as a person who like if I get to save people's lives every day, like the bureaucracy I have to deal with is makes me cringe every morning I wake up. So like once again, Dion has always had the luxury of being Dion. Dion, your job is being Coach Prime, which is your persona you created. It's the person you get to be. It's like asking Bruce Wayne who does he want to be, Batman or Bruce Wayne. He's always gonna pick Batman. Bruce Wayne is his persona.
He'll pick Bruce if his daddy was alive.
Yeah, I guess you're right. There's some comic books where his dad is his parents are alive and he does choose to be Bruce. But when he chooses to be Batman in those series, he actually kills people, which is crazy. Okay.
I like the red Batman.
He probably that's because he don't kill people because he don't kill people because his parents was killed. So
he actually started off killing. Then he changed it.
Yeah, they changed it.
Remember, he was killing motherfuckers. Then he went to not killing, just like Arrow. You know, they all got the same story.
Same fucking story. Same exact goddamn story.
And the crazy part about Arrow is them niggas got this, like, they trained by the same people and everything.
Same people. Same goddamn story.
Both rich niggas that ain't got nothing to do with.
Only difference is one is blonde, one is black haired. That's literally the only difference.
They fuck the same girl and everything.
The crazy part is I like Arrow more than Batman.
Oh, for sure. Batman.
I was always a Smallville type of guy.
I fucking stopped fucking with Smallville because he didn't progress. Like, because they didn't let him become Superman. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but I think they did the
best. That's why I
could.
never got into it because I heard about that.
Yeah, but it was stupid that they would try to hold that against. They could have just got a little money from him or something, bro. Do something to let the shit go.
Has Superman shit ever been done right though?
Yes.
I think Man of Steel, the first movie by Zack Snyder, was probably the best rendition of him. That was the realest I think we could have asked for. But like Zack Snyder's a psychopath who doesn't understand like character death. Superman had 23 lines in his own movie. Like Superman's supposed to be a beacon of hope. Why was he the saddest person in the movie?
Batman vs Superman, like, what was good about that? The part 2, the fucking Justice League, when they brought him back to life, and he whooped everybody else. That was the best part of the movie. Everything else about the first one and the second one was trash. But when Superman was whooping their ass, that was the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
When he just came back and was fucking them up, because ain't no way.
That's the only believable part.
Yeah.
Ain't
nobody doing shit with Superman. I don't care what nobody trying to tell me.
And there's the thing, like, how do you write the thing about it, Superman's just too strong. Like, how do you write a good story you can tell in 2 hours about a man who's indestructible without bringing in kryptonite or taking him away from the sun?
But you know for a fact, like, you already know from all the Batman comics that he will not kill anybody. He even holds back how hard he punches people.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't want to do that. Only time he was ever really punched hard is when the people came from his plan. When he was able to use his actual strength. And he fight like Doom or somebody. Was that Doom we fought?
No. They call it Doomsday.
Yeah.
I mean, they made Thor believable. You can make Superman believable.
Yeah. You know what? That's a great point. But also, who respects Thor? Thor is the least respected of the original 7.
But his is actually the best movies. Damn near.
Stop it.
We are not about who's got the better?
Iron Man. Iron Man got good movies.
Iron Man 1 and 2, but Thor 1 and 2 is right there with it, especially Ragnarok.
You're not about to sit here and tell me Thor.
Ragnarok was good, but Thor, the one versus was that the one versus his sister?
No, Ragnarok was 3.
That shit was
Love
trash.
and Thunder is 4. Yeah, 4 and 3 were trash. And I'll say 2
Ragnarok was good. I like Ragnarok.
Ragnarok was okay. 2 was boring. 1 was just his origin story, so it was all hyped out. Like they literally put the elixir.
But
Like you
Iron
can,
Man is cold. I'm not gonna argue
okay,
against Iron Man. I just love Thor.
It's
okay. So
Robert Downey.
it's Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey is
Yeah,
He
Robert
gets the
amazing.
shit
Downey
out that
Jr. is
role.
good. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I when I saw Oppenheimer, I didn't think I was gonna like Oppenheimer, but as soon as I saw RDJ, I was like, oh, I fucking love that guy. That's what, yeah, RDJ
I
That's
is
the
haven't
the
even
first.
character.
watched
That's
that
the
yet,
that's
and
the
I'm
that's
about,
the
I'm gonna
that's
watch
the
that
original
tomorrow.
Charlie Sheen, boy.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna watch that tomorrow. I haven't watched that shit.
That's the
Oppenheimer's
original
great.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, I keep hearing about it. I'm like, I gotta watch that.
Just set aside 3 hours of your life.
I work 10 hours a day. I can watch it at work.
I gotta mute that out, Black. I don't want you
Uh,
losing nothing because of me, man. I gotta mute.
He ain't
they
worried
can't
about
they
it.
can't say I'm doing that or not. They can't
All
even
right,
record me at work. I
chap,
can have my
chap,
phone in my hand.
chapter
And the only way they
5.
can say I got my phone in my hand if somebody else see it while they seeing it. Even if they record me with my phone in my hand, they can't use that record.
I do want to say something about chapter 5. Does Deion Sanders out one of his players' girlfriends for being a cheater?
Yeah, because I feel like with the way the story was told, anybody can figure it out when they just looking up his play. I just look at who got drafted and shit like that, thinking we know who you talking about. I started to look it up to see now because
I found the person. I found it. I found the name, and then I took it a step further and found the ex-girlfriend too, because there's clearly stories that have been written about this. But
I'm not gonna look at.
I'm not. It's funny. I'm not gonna put them out there, but I think if you want to find it, you can. But I just once again, this is also leading in that Dion doesn't understand something. This is a dude that's been divorced twice, so he doesn't really take these relationships seriously. He's like, oh, you don't need.
But when
that.
you know how when like when you know some shit, like you feel like everybody else should know.
Exactly.
Because that's how the military is too. They tell you, like, motherfucker tell you, like, do not get married when you first get in. Do not buy a car when you first get in. But every time a motherfucker do it, and then the other people get to see, like, oh shit, that's what they was talking about. And this nigga just married somebody, and now she fucking him over for his money, and now they get divorced, and then this nigga just bought a car with 30% interest rate. And because you get paid every first and 15th, it don't matter.
Yeah.
That's why so many charges and Camaros and Mustangs on the military base.
And in an apartment complex too.
Once you go to the military base, you're gonna see all the best cars. I had a nigga who bought a Corvette when he came back from Afghanistan. Like, this nigga is crazy. He never was able to, like, he never could really drive it. He had a little putt Honda to drive around.
He
My
talks
boy
about
came back from Afghanistan, bought a Mustang, and totaled it. Go ahead.
That's crazy. He talks about being clear and decisive, and we're 5 chapters in, and I'm still not sure what the overarching message is, but the pointed messages of each one. I hear his bullet points at the end of each one, but once again, this kind of just washed over me. Chapter 6, wants, work, and win. This right here was very interesting to hear. He talks about the three W's, which I think once again is the Jaeger guy talking, because these don't make sense, and the wants and works are valid, and I don't even think it's worth one. It's the win part that really had me on. He talks about the greatest winner he knows in his life. The greatest winner he knows in his life. If I asked you who is Coach Prime's most significant winner, what would you say as an audience? I'm talking to the audience right now. You got that in your mind? All right, cool. Now let me give you the answer he gave. The greatest winner in his life doesn't have a license, was the nicest person, and always made it to Bible study on time. Who is this person? It's his grandma. And I just have to say, like, stop it. You're hurting yourself. You're hurting me. You're hurting me.
Yeah, so yeah.
Hey, stop it. Hey, what would be killing me with that though? They just go get the person that just survived in life, and they feel like that was the greatest thing that a motherfucker could have done because so much was put up against them, and they still made it. They still but they were like, it wasn't like they made it gracefully. They were struggling the whole time. Like, come on, man.
didn't even give you the answer. After you
They would,
explained it to
yeah,
him.
they'd be like, nah, I was just working. I was just doing what I had to do.
Oh man, when he said his grandma, I promise you, I was driving, and I hit the steering wheel. I was so upset. I was so
You gonna
upset.
call her the toughest person, the most resilient. You can
Yeah,
call her all of that.
I
But the
was
biggest
thinking
winner,
the big. I was just, and maybe so because given and then he does the thing where he talks about his poor upbringing, how his grandmother was person, which is something that 50 Cent did. But this is the parallel I wanted to take from these two books. We read a book about 50 Cent and how he talked about his grandmother and how we read about Deion Sanders. Doesn't it feel like Deion Sanders, for this to be the first time mentioning the strongest, toughest person he knows, 6 chapters into his own book, from the get go, we were ingratiated with how 50 Cent's grandmother impacted his life, which makes it believable. In this context, I don't believe Dion because it's the first time he's brought her up in a serious capacity in his own book. So it just feels cheap. It doesn't feel real. Am I wrong here? But like after reading 50's book and hearing how he talked about his grandma, that sounds believable to me.
Yeah, but you hear about 50, but I'm not sure how much he speaks on his grandmother. But that like you could say anything other than winner. Like she didn't have to just call her out like a flat out winner.
Mm.
Like, but everything like you can say how
I
strong
think
she is, how
I
great
think
she
he
is.
was
Like you can
looking.
say,
I think he was looking for somewhere to put her in the book,
yeah,
Mm.
and
and,
this seemed
oh,
this seemed like almost a
yeah,
fit. Like,
yeah. Which he had to probably damn near one up Shannon Sharp the way he talked about his grandmother and grandfather. Cause they homies, so
boy,
he's like, I gotta mention my grandmama, but I gotta, amp it up.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
I'm
he
not like
don't.
my grandmama was the shit. I ain't gonna be like she was the greatest at fucking winning when she wasn't a competitor of nothing really. You just living life. You're like, what are you competing with? There's
somebody
no
got a one up Shannon Sharp.
yeah.
My
Shannon Sharp
grandma,
like Shannon Sharp's story gonna be real because that nigga was pissing outside. He had to use the bathroom outside
the
the house.
outhouse, the
Yeah.
outhouse,
So I feel like his story gonna be like, man,
and I and I
I'm
be
gonna get
seeing
out of
those
that book.
houses in Georgia too. I was like, damn, that look like Shannon Sharp house he be talking about.
Like they were living tough, having to leave the house to use the bathroom. You gotta make sure. That's why you watch Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
You gotta have a bathroom schedule like Sheldon to live in a house like that.
Yeah.
Because you can't eat
Uh.
nothing real late and have to use the bathroom at night and go out there with that in the forest.
Let me go do it. Let me go do it.
Finding your. All right. So in chapter 7, I wrote at the top. Um, I'm going to ask the guys: do we have to finish this book, or can we read a money book?
That's why I said
Read
like
them.
that's why I told you like we go ahead and pick another book this week so we go through and we could just mention this book throughout
Yeah,
the
I read
book.
it on. I read it on my own.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll read
we
this
could just
book
mention
on.
this book throughout. Yeah,
There's a financial book in here. Oh, let me see if you guys have ever read this book. The Seven Habits of no, The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housley.
No, I ain't never read that one. I did read the Seven Habits though, and finally
I
expected
read
people.
the 7 ones when I did my leadership training. But the Psychology of Money. What y'all think of that?
damn, Jeezy got a book.
Cheesy got a.
I'm starting to get the idea that all their books sound the same. It's all
It's
For the
forwarded back
oh, for the most part, yeah, like for the most part,
for the
niggas
most
books gonna sound niggas books gonna sound alike.
part.
Like you read a nigga from Georgia book, another nigga from Georgia book gonna sound the same. Like you read
Like
a
I
nigga from
read,
Chicago book, if he ain't from the West Side and the other nigga from the South Side, they book gonna sound the same.
like I'm reading Lucky Me by while I read it. Rich Paul, I'm like, God damn, why about this shit?
I'm not reading. So I'm gonna read the book about like Prime or like
mm-hmm.
LeBron, but I'm not gonna read the book about Prime's son or LeBron's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
best
yeah.
friend.
Unless
Like
unless Shiloh
Rich Paul got it. got money though, you know. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
that's
figure
simple.
out.
Unless
I'm trying
Shiloh
to figure
becomes
out
like
how
a
he got
president.
lucky, you know what I'm saying?
And what does it tell you? His best friend LeBron fucking plugged him.
No, I was just trying to figure out how he ended up in that situation, like to meet LeBron, to where LeBron was like, "Hey, you gonna be my guy," because they didn't grow up together.
He met
just
him in high school, didn't he?
Nah, he met him in the airport.
Oh, damn.
He met him in the airport, like he was going through the airport. And he just met him.
But we just talked about how LeBron has the capacity to see people's potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, so if LeBron says, "I've chosen you to be great,"
Yeah.
who are you to say otherwise?
Yeah,
Right.
Look, ain't
I
that
was
how
just
Woj
trying to-
who he is now? He get to fucking put all this bullshit because he knew LeBron.
Yeah.
Because
No, it's
nigga,
what's his?
why are you
Yeah.
getting all this fucking? I hate when they be like Woj says, and it's just like gospel.
Woj and what's his name? Damn, Brian Windhorst.
Yeah,
Brian Windhorst followed LeBron through college, and now he on ESPN only to talk about LeBron.
they be killing me. That's Skip.
Hey, right?
Not
The
not
coattails,
fucking
man.
not white Skip, black Skip that be on Facebook. Every couple posts he mentioned Brian.
Ride the coattails, baby.
Yeah, real White Skip too. He on
Yeah.
every chance he get to talk bad about LeBron.
Oh, he been changed it up because them fucking
Yeah,
ratings are low.
Yeah, he been
Now
trying to
fucking
change
he
it up.
been on LeBron's side.
Can the Lakers win the chip?
Yeah. LeBron is amazing. Like, yeah, nigga. Now your stats are low. You hire everybody. Nigga hired motherfucking Paul Pierce. And Paul Pierce on that up in LeBron.
Yeah, Pete Pizzle on the show.
Oh wait, where my notes go? All right, is there anything else in this chapter 7?
So we reading
Are we gonna read that before I buy this book?
The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, right?
Yeah.
Wealth, Greed, and Happiness. I'm with it.
All right, what changes?
Timeless Lessons, yeah. It's a 5-hour book.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, okay. And hey, Coach Prime, if you're watching this, there's no disrespect.
6-hour book.
You know, we think your book is actually
It's just
great.
not a book club book. It's not a book club book.
It's not a book club book. It's an individual book. And if you're watching this, you're like, damn, should I buy the book? We're 7 chapters in. If we haven't said anything that made you say, damn, that is a gem, you probably not go find. You probably know this. I think a lot of people.
If you're over 30, you
This ain't
only
for
buy
you.
it because you love them.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. I will say this: if you like Coach Prime, buy the book. If you're a fan of Coach Prime and all the things he does, buy the book. But if you're over 30, you're not gonna necessarily learn anything. And we might be wrong. Like I want to keep reading the book.
If you're over 30 and like doing something with your life, there's people that need this book. I ain't gonna say.
Yeah, there's people that need this book.
There's people that need a lot of books that that they ain't ever touched one. So we
See,
can't.
So I was always to that point. Like in high school, they always said like the people that read books gonna be millionaires, and I always used to be like, "What books y'all talking about?" Because the book talking about Harry Potter ain't finna make me no millionaire. They was talking about these kind of books.
Unless you're a creator.
Unless you're a creative
but it wasn't
mind.
for me. It wasn't for me. That wasn't me.
But Harry Potter is such an amazing show. I feel like I want to listen to them books.
No, that's the exercise the creative muscle. It's good for you. But this the kind of book, like if you just a regular individual, not Deion Sanders, at creativity,
Yeah, like if you like, I feel like you wanted to learn how to. You've been working out by yourself for the last 1 month, and you're like, okay, I'm over this. No, read this book. It'll motivate you to go back to the gym. Black, by the way, we missed your post. Black, we missed your daily post of that treadmill. Black, I really, me personally, I miss those.
I stopped.
What day are you on?
What day you on?
Shit, I don't know. I be using the shit out of this motherfucker. I be in this bitch dying. That was another reason though, because I 2 weeks ago I started fucking running, then I'll stop and then work out, and then run and stop and work out.
Yeah.
And picking up that phone after doing those curls, I'll be like, that motherfucking phone end up on the floor and stay on the floor.
I'm not working out at home.
Yeah, see, I got the mat right there with the roller, the curl. See the towel? I didn't even pick the towel up last time I was working out. I'm like, sometimes shit just be like, Wherever it end up, that's where it's gonna stay. Cause them crunches, cause I do some crunches and I do the bicycle kicks and shit like that, and all the core workouts I've been doing, and that shit was like, man, fuck this.
Mm-mm.
Now I was just gonna see the results when I got a six pack.
Hey,
This,
hey,
this the reason I'm not
I'm
in Hawaii right now.
Cause you ain't got a six pack.
Nah, him.
Oh,
I'm supposed to be in Hawaii right now.
you wanted a boy.
You want it,
Yeah.
boy.
I guess. Well, I kept pushing the button, and that shit worked.
Success,
Okay,
success.
snip snip.
All right,
Yeah, we're
well,
gonna go ahead and take care of
I
that.
might have to come see Hero for a vasectomy.
hey, we could. All I need is a hot pair of scissors. I got you, bro.
No, I'm cool on that.
Yeah,
I seen Game of Thrones. I know what that means.
and that's another one. I feel like since we ain't on the book no more, Game of Thrones pissed me off the first fucking like 5 episodes. I feel like the Stark family should have lived.
The Stark family.
Yeah, the father was that nigga, bro.
Yeah, Ned.
He died way too quick for me,
Mm.
and I held on to that for the whole fucking
Ned died
series.
so Ned died so quick is why you have so many unanswered stories
Yeah,
throughout the whole book. Because he knew everything, but now don't nobody know shit because he ain't here.
that's why I don't give a fuck how smart they try to say his daughter is. I never liked her.
Arya or Sansa?
No, come on, man. The youngest, the shit. The oldest is the dumbest.
Yeah, I thought you was talking about Arya. I'm like,
No, I'm talking about the
hey,
one. She was the reason mostly everything happened.
Sansa was fucking stupid, bro.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
felt
people she learned
I felt
a
bad
lot of
for her.
stuff to like. Nah, fuck that.
Only time I felt bad for her was when she ended up with the Bolton dude.
And all kind of was like good. Me,
When
at
she
first I
ended
was
up
like,
with
that's what she
Ramsay.
get. Cause she fucking like basically gave her father up for a nigga who didn't even care about her. That's how girls be. They be giving shit up for these dumbass niggas. Be like, come on now. And that motherfucker, I was so glad when he got poisoned. I tried to watch True Blood over, and I was like, man, why did I like this show?
Young.
True Blood is.
I was in the service. We was in Afghanistan. I guess because like we always
She didn't
watching
have
shit,
shit else. Yeah, I was
Shit
watching that
else to
shit
do.
together.
and we was like, fuck it. But once that nigga started drinking that blood and he became super powerful, I was like, oh man, this shit was stupid.
This boy over here is just destroying his
He
diaper.
chilling.
Man, he's blowing his diaper up.
You know, they fucking sitting around just chewing and they ain't got no food. You know they shitting.
When they fist is doing this right here, that's what he doing. Boy over here is blowing this
Chilling.
joint up.
straight face too while he doing it. Not a
Yeah.
care in the world. All right, y'all. Well,
These
we'll pick
niggas.
up with that book.
All
First
right,
three
all right.
chapters. First three chapters
All right.
are.
Oh damn, let me buy the book.
You see, you got the goat on. You know,
Goldie.
he goaded over here.
Goldie.
That does not say LeBron.
The show don't. You damn
You
right.
got to go, my nigga.
Got the goat on.
He over there blowing the ghost.
He doing what he's supposed to do in that type of shit. I'm gonna read The Alchemist over. That's my book.
I read that
You
like 3
read The
times
Alchemist on your own time. But you know what? I do probably need to go back over that book. I spent so much time hating that book in the beginning that I missed a lot of the key things I needed.
You missed a lot.
I read that randomly. I read fucking
pessimist. You are a
Yeah.
resident pessimist. Like we looking for somebody to give a book a 4 out of 10. It's gonna be Hero.
Yeah. I read that. I read Spook Who Sat by the Door randomly, and then
Yeah, I read that too.
I be trying to listen to Prince as much as possible. The book by Neil Machiavelli, but fucking
I'm
That's
reading
a
the
hard
12 week.
read, bro.
I'm reading the 12-week year right now, and me and my wife reading Our Kind of People. I think that's the name of that big ass book.
Man.
Well,
All right, my boys. I'm about to take these
all right,
girls out
fellas.
on these bikes.
All right,
Yeah,
I don't know
fellas.
what you're saying out there in Georgia.
I'm finna go ahead before I get divorced. Why y'all
Nah,
keep seeing the kids slowly trickling out here?
But I mean, if she take the kids,
You know, I get them on weekends,
oh God,
off. You know
I
what I'm
only
saying?
want more. I give them to me on Monday and Tuesday like a barber. I want to have fun on the weekend. I have my daughter every weekend. Now, you know, she's 11 now. I'm tired of weekends.
all right, y'all.
All
Y'all
right,
take it
dog.
easy.
What y'all niggas love.
All right, peace.
Dead.